right, folks. Here we are, main event time.
Let chat know who's the best looking car out there.
Indy car?
No, best looking car.
Okay. All right, that's a good idea, Jackson. I like that. All right, folks, as you can see, this is the main event. We got the Hometown Heroes class. This is the biggest class for the spring series. We got some special stuff going on with them, and the excitement's about to happen. I could feel it in the air. We've already took some pretty good glamorous pictures of these beautiful open wheel UMP modifieds here. Local Hometown Heroes and some abroad. Some people's picked some various people. Just like Jackson says, hey, maybe in the comment section, get on Facebook and let everybody know which one you think is the best looking open wheel out of these. We might have a little special gift for them. This is also going to be the series that in midway through, we're going to actually have an actual dirt race with these. We're going to run heat races. We're going to run two main features, a B main and an A main, and some of the lucky few guys in the B main will get to go on to the A main. We're going to have a special prizes for them. We're going to head over here to the big oval, and we're going to do some something a little bit different here, ladies and gentlemen. We're actually going to have, one second here, we're going to actually have driver introductions. I don't know where that is located. There we go. I don't know why that's like that. That's very strange. One second, folks. I'm having issues here with the resolution of display 1. All right, we'll just hide that. I'll figure something out. Nonetheless, here we go, folks. All right. First racer up to set his car on red lane. Randy Cotton Candy Kirtley. Randy Kirtley driving a Jordan Hunter open wheel modified, number 81. As he gets his car stickered up. Up next, Scott Daniel driving the 44 blue and white open wheel modified with push bumper. Next up, Brian Mender driving the blacked out gold, what do you call that, air filter with number 2s all around. Next up, on orange lane, Glenn Burden, hometown hero here, driving the number 1 open wheel modified Shaw car. Following that, we got Action Jackson, Prince of Lanes Raceway, on blue lane. Driving what looks to be the Scott Bloomquist looking open wheel. Next up, we got the white out number 4 of Guillermo Steyer on yellow lane. And on purple, it's none other than that B1 of Briney. Last up in the first rotation, we're going to have Nathaniel Burden on black lane with the number 1 Budweiser car. Non-alcoholic, of course. And our other 2 racers, one of them couldn't be here tonight, had other engagements. Triggerman Gunner, number 7. He's not going to be in the race tonight, but his car is here. We're going to get a picture of him, and y'all know more about him as we continue on in this series later on. But another guy that's going to be in the race tonight, driving the ghostly colored green number 3 car, Camden. And Camden's going to be our first set up or set out. Now we just need all racers to get their controllers up, ready to go. Cars are glued, cars are oiled. Excitement in the air. Don't forget, 2 community strikes. Then we're going 3 strikes, you're out. We got 9 glorious heats of 2-minute action here. Not expecting a whole lot of beating banging, expecting a whole lot of action though. Kind of similar to how we seen with the open wheel modified. Looks like this is going to be our main screen tonight. For some reason or other, I couldn't get the big oval to look as good with. I might be able to actually clone something here, so give me 1 second here. Let me try this. We'll paste this as a link source. There we go. Beautiful. All right. Racers, are you ready? 1 minute. All right, racers. Watch your lights. 2 communities, 3 strikes, you're out. Here we go. 4 red lights drop into a green. We're underway. All right, before the first lap was done, we got several in there. Over half of the pack. Only 3 to survive. So that's going to be a community for red, purple, white, green. So everything but orange, blue, and yellow. Going to take a first community strike. And we're back green racing. These cars, as you can tell, pretty quiet. Nice, smooth running. Everybody spent quite a bit of time on these hard body setup chassis. Big front 1-inch wheels, big back 1-inch wheels. All these guys setting them up where they run nice and smooth. See a little bit of a love tap there, sending what looks to be Action Jackson's car to the inside. Actually, I believe that was Scott's car there on the way. 44 there on Scott. And the orange car, so white and orange, going to take the second community. And we're back green racing. Communities are gone. We're now in strike territory. So we see a dive bomb down low from the Budweiser of Nathaniel Burden. 3 wide, purple, blue, and green. All 3 of these guys running very, very close to one another. Guillermo Sire out in the lead there on yellow lane. So we get 3 cars involved in the incident. All 3 of these cars are down to the lower portion of the track there in the high banks. Now after this race, we're going to get some times, high times and low times. And what we're going to end up doing is setting up a breakout time for these racers. So they'll have to race within a certain amount of time. We've done this once before. If they don't, they'll break out. So that's 1 for yellow, 1 for orange, and 1 for red. Still 1 minute and 20 seconds left to go. Round robin 1 of 9. Some of these guys running GRC chassis for Mid-Americas. Some other guys are running the hard body chassis for Mid-America. Either way you shoot it, they're all around about the same amount of weight. Let's get 2 cars coming off. So far it looks like these bodies are holding up pretty well. It's like 1 for blue and 1 for black. Halfway through the heat now, and we got a team of 4 cars, the leader of which is on orange, now passed up by blue lane of Jackson Darty in the Scott Bloomquist car. He's hungry, folks. He's in second position here. He's no stranger to the oval track for especially GRCs, usually a front runner. As we get a nice coast from the blue and yellow car of Guillermo and Jackson. There on red lane, we're going to see a strike. That's one for Randy Kirtley, so his second strike. Guillermo and Jackson neck and neck there in the middle, yellow and blue. Coming through Dead Man's Corner and out. We're going to see Guillermo take that lead. Down low on black, we have Nathaniel Burden and the only red car we have out there. Got a high side runner there, Briney and Nathaniel running him nice and clean. Briney and Nathaniel both neck and neck there. As we see a little give and take, all these guys running 9.29 gear ratios. We see what looks to be the Shaw car coming off there of Glenn Burden. That's going to be a strike on orange. Hits second. Randy and Glenn with 2 strikes right now. We still have a few more seconds left in the heat. So far, these cars are running nice and smooth. Guillermo with 50 laps, 13 seconds left to go. The high side's definitely picking up the speed there as we see some nice coast from red there to end it. We're going to take a look here at the track mate real quick. And we can see Guillermo Sire out in the lead, 58 total laps, followed by Briney with 53, Jackson with 53 to round up your top 3. Then it kind of drops off a little bit to 52, Nathaniel and Briney, or Brian Minter, say they're very, very close together, being able to maybe get into the top podium positions. Glenn Burden there, 49, Scott Daniel, 49, Randy Kirtley, 47. And, of course, Camden coming in on red lane now. So you take a look over here at the oval. All the guys working hard. We see Jackson with his beautiful car here. Let's see if we can get that on the screen here, Jackson. Put her in front of that camera. Oh, he brings her in the camera there. There you go. Nice car clear coat on these cars. Thank you there, Jackson. We're going to go ahead and clear these out and get ready for the next heat. Don't forget, chat is live on YouTube and Twitch for sure, Facebook possibly. Special thanks to Epidemic Sound for our background sound to keep us from getting copyright striked. All right, 1 minute and 30 seconds. We'll be right back with you. All right, I'm about to knock stuff off over here on the walls. 40 seconds left to go before we go back green race. I'm going to grab the, well, I said I was going to grab the microphone. I guess I left it right up here. I don't know what I've done with it. Let me go find the other microphone. Oh, it's right behind me. Here we go. We'll set this behind the racers. Guys, if y'all want to say anything, mic's over here. I'm going to set it over here. 10 seconds before we go back green racing. First heat, not too bad. Looks like the body's holding up pretty well. Had to get me a water, though. My throat was getting a little raw. 4 red lights are dropping out to green. Here we go. First community down, just a couple seconds in. That's going to go to Camden on red lane. Right now, Guillermo Sire out in the lead on orange lane. We can see him trying to reel in the yellow of Nathaniel Burden and purple of Jackson Darty. So we see that purple car of Jackson not giving up without a fight. And a nice little coast to push right in there on yellow lane for Nathaniel Burden. And that's a strike on white. Second community down. We're now in the 3-strike system. 3 strikes, you're out. So far, exceptionally good racing from all racers here. Love to see it. These guys have got some really good machines here. They definitely don't want to tear them up. So we get a guy to the high outside there, turned all the way around. And it's the Shaw car of Glenn Burden. That's going to be a strike on white. Glenn's going to roll the white lane down. Minute and 11 seconds left to go in the heat. And a nice little cluster taken for him here as Guillermo makes a shot down low on Randy Kirtley, and he's able to make the pass. But still neck and neck, side by side, Jackson Darty and Guillermo Sire, purple and orange. So we get a hard hit there towards the high outbanks shot. Looks like 2 cars involved. One of them down on black lane. That's Briney going to take a strike. The other car is white lane, Glenn Burden, his second. White lane being a little tricky for the car of Glenn. Sometimes the white lane, man's rough on these GRCs. I don't know what it is. So it's almost like the blip on the orange track on the upper portion of the track. So we get a car coming off to the bottom of the track there. That looks to be Randy Kirtley's car there on green lane. He's going to take a strike. His first. Don't forget, chat's live on YouTube and Twitch for sure. Possibly Facebook. But whether or not it's on Facebook or not, if it's not connecting, we'll still get the comment and we'll answer as timely as we possibly can. See Guillermo Sire making a pass on the inside on green. Does so nice and clean on Randy Kirtley. Almost a perfect timing between the two. And we get a flag here called. That's going to be on black lane. Briney's going to take another strike there on black. That's 2 for Briney and 2 for Glenn currently. 1 for Randy. And we got a yellow flag. I'm not seeing the car here. Looks like Camden's car possibly. Glenn's going to take a look at it. Stalled car, possibly something else. Body inside the tire. He's forming it around the old thumbs, getting her on there as good as he can. Amongst the ladies here at Lanes Raceway, Camden had the best looking car, they said. That's going to be on red lane. 1 strike for Camden. 14 seconds left to go in the heat, and we've got a barn burner, I guess they say. Guys are neck and neck. Reminds me of the Super Late Model Series and a big busting hit there in the high banks involving Gold Dust, Jackson Darty, and Camden. Looks like they're all still intact, it looks at least. We're going to see Jackson on purple take his first strike, and Camden's going to take his second. We've still got 12 seconds left to go. A long reach for old Short Arms Jackson. I was trying to get Jackson's attention. He said, "What do you say to me?" So aggressive. 4 red lights drop out there, green. Here we go. It's all in good fun as we see Camden getting hit from the back. That's going to be his 3rd strike. 10 seconds left to go. Yeah, it was his 3rd.
Camden out.
And that's going to be a strike on blue for Brian. There we go. And a stalled car on purple for Jackson for some reason. Possible braid issue. It's going to be his 2nd strike. Interesting times. Nathaniel massaging the car over there. 7 seconds left to go in the heat. We'll see if he can make it. We got 3 guys on the bubble. Jackson, Bronny, and Glenn Birdie. They can't get any more strikes or they're coming off. And that's another heat down. Let's take a look here at the track mate. See some comparisons here. 116 of Guillermo Sire, man. 6 laps ahead of Bronny and Brian. He's really running a fast one here. Several laps ahead of the competition here. Nathaniel Burton 106 in 4th. 104 for Jackson. 100 for Randy. Lynn 96. Scott Daniel 49 and 41 for Camden. Moving on into round robin number 2 coming up next. All right, 45 seconds before we go back in it. We can already see our lineup here forming. Right now we got Glenn Burton on deck as he's coming out. Scott Daniel on red, Guillermo on white, Camden on green coming up, Nathaniel on orange, Randy on blue, Briney on yellow, Brian on purple, and Jackson on black.
Race starts at 20 seconds.
10 seconds, folks. The strike board has been reset. We're ready for some action. Round robin, 3 of 9. Here we go. 4 red lights drop out to green. Don't forget, chat's still live. You got anything you'd like to say? Any questions? Let me know. And we got Camden's car coming off as it flies to the inside there, possibly bent. Camden right now on green lane. Gonna take the first community. Later on this month, at the end of the month, we're going to have our big main competition here on the PC Fanatec Simulator here at Lanes Raceway for iRacing. And the winner's going to bring home a beautiful Fanatec laser-etched Lanes Raceway with their name, first place, and printed on the steering wheel for bragging rights. They can actually bring it in anytime and use it on our simulator. They win this and bring home this coveted steering wheel. We're going to have a pretty good time doing that. So we'll see who's going to bring that home. We're going to live stream it that night. And they have to be here, because if they're not here, we're going to pull the names out, and they just lost their names. I mean, I don't know what else to say. It's not a multi-day event. We're going to start at around 5:30. So we get 2 cars coming off here, taking the second community, one on purple for Brian. And one on black, it looks like. Okay. Second community gone. We are now in strike territory. Oh, well, it looks like black didn't get one. It looks like it's, well, it doesn't matter. It's community anyway. Forgive me, people. Car on purple, just creeping along there. Brian's car. Brushes could be too low. That's going to be a strike there for Brian on purple. Get a huge hit there from behind. A couple cars involved in that incident. Let's go to the big oval. It's going to be a strike there on black for Jackson Darty. And purple and yellow, it looks like. Second for purple, first for yellow. Ooh, and 3 wide going into the high bank spelled disaster for one on white lane, I believe, as they got sent hard, folks. So we're going to see the 44 car on red lane of Scott take a strike on red, and I believe white lane too. White and blue. Yep, it's hard to run these. Oh, and it happened again as White Lane goes to get on the right side of Camden, and Camden sends Guillermo Sire's car to the high outside there, involving 3 cars this time. So purple's got 3 strikes, black's going to take 1, and white's got 2 now. See a car instantly as the start of the race takes place. 2 cars going to the high outside there. It was red and white. Okay. So red's going to take his second. White's going to take his third. A hard heat here. Round robin 3 of 9 has. Just like real life, you just don't know if you're going to make it to the checkers or it's going to be wreckers on the UMP modified circuit. As we see Camden on green taking a strike. That's going to be his first. Starting to see some people move up the field here. "27 seconds left to go in the heat. And that's a red flag rotation. As we can see, Briney out in the lead right now, 163, an average of 54.3. Nathaniel Burton there in second with 157, 52.3 on average. Randy Kirtley in third with 156 with 52 on average. Everybody else kind of sparseling around there a little bit. But nonetheless, some pretty close racing we got going on here. If you're enjoying that racing, folks, hit that like button. Give us a thumbs up or something like that. Share it to all your slot car buddies and enthusiasts, especially if you like our little strike system, which I do like the strike system. Like, it makes the race a little more interesting. It's almost like tic-tac-toe racing. Minute and 14 seconds left to go before we go back green racing.
Yeah.
I do like the new playlist on Epidemic Sound. Tell you what, man, they're pretty catchy. I actually hear them in my headset. I know you guys don't hear them as loud as I do. I've kind of turned that down a little bit, but it's still loud enough that it blocks out the music here at the shop itself. So, see Camden getting his car put back on there.
Race starts in 20 seconds.
We've had 3 incredible races here. We've actually had a little bit of time in between because the wing car race and the brushless race ran so well. And I'll tell you, I'm really surprised that the bodies, how well they're holding up here. I mean, they're just super glued together. We've had some hard hits here tonight, and they're holding strong, so that's pretty good. Compliments to Cavemen for making these bodies. 8 seconds before we go back green racing. Right now, Guillermo Sire on deck as Glenn Burton comes back in on red lane. 5 red lights are going to drop out to green. And the strike system has started over again. A hard hit there to the outside wall. And that's going to be the Shaw car of Glenn Burton. Going to receive his first community. Looks like the Shaw car again on the red lane coming off. Second community down. He's probably going to take a look at the car after that. Guillermo Sire running his fingers across the red lane to see if there's any imperfections. Glenn Burton flicking the old braid roller as he is going to roll this baby down. Randy's saying something can't hardly hear through the headphones. Something's going on red lane. The guys are feeling it. These hard, stiff chassis, folks. 4 red lights drop out to green. Here we go. Got a yellow flag and a car off. And that's going to be on the black lane. That's going to be Brian's. Randy's looking at something. Since we're halfway, I guess I can go ahead and tell you guys who ended up winning the UPS sponsored body from Eric Williams and crew over there in Central City. That sponsorship is going to go to none other than Guillermo Sire tonight. He was the lucky draw, so he's going to bring home the UPS car. So congratulations to Guillermo. All right, 4 red lights drop out to green. My wife had to let me know that, to let everybody know that one of our biggest fans on Facebook, Chelsea's mom, picked the number. So, as we see the inside there, and it looks like Brian getting into the Shaw car there. That's going to be a strike there for Glenn, his first. Randy and Jackson there talking strategy. A stalled car there on yellow. Jackson Darty going to take a strike. Randy now fixing Jackson's controller. Still a stalled car. Something's going on with that car. Randy's going to take a look at it. That is going to still be a strike, folks. Well ball. Huh? Where? Winner. Oh, Guillermo? Yeah, Guillermo, you won the UPS sponsorship body whenever we can get some bodies from, what is it? Caveman Bodies. Guillermo's happy about the UPS sponsorship body. Minute 25 seconds left to go in the heat. And it looks like they got Jackson under control, but he's got to hang in there for a minute and 18, no wrecks. Right now, Jackson's currently in 4th position there on yellows. He gets a hard hit is, Camden come up on the outside of him, and they both went in hard there in the high banks, causing a wreck between 3 of them. So that's going to be 3 for sure for Jackson. And 1 for Camden. And there was somebody else involved in that too. Let me come back here and look. Orange, Ryan. And 1 strike from Ryan. One thing that's pretty exceptional about these cars, though, is, man, they are taking some hits. And the bodies are staying really good and intact. I know they got about 6 layers of clear coat on some of them, but even the ones that don't have any clear coat are really, really doing well. See Bryony right now in the lead on Orange Lane, sending that smoke show of a black car home. So we see Camden coming off right there. Camden going to take a strike there on blue, his 2nd.
Get ready.
And we get a car off on its lid. But a little love tap, never even heard it. As it just gently grazed the car. Which car was that? That was Glenn Shaw car. So, that'll be another strike for red. 2 on red right now. Glenn gets 1 more within 16 seconds. He's going to net himself a yoo-hoo. And that's a lane rotation, folks. That was a brutal heat, I have to say. Heading over to the track mate, we can see Randy Kirtley now in the lead, 216 laps, tied with Briney, 216 laps, both averaging 54 average laps per heat. Nathaniel Burton there in third position. He's loving third place here all week long, third place, or all race day long, third place. 51.5 on average, 206 total laps. Brian there in fourth with 181 at 45.2 on average. Jackson Darty there suffering a pretty big hit there to cause him to come out, 43.8 on average. Scott Daniels there with 50 on average, doing quite well. He's just needing to get a couple more rotations under his belt, as he has 5 more heats that he has left to race. Camden there, 141 with an average of 47. Glenn Burton, 46.3 on average, and 46 on average for Guillermo, suffering a pretty big loss there in that one heat where he still had about a minute left over. Minute and 40 seconds before we go back green racing. I'm going to leave you guys over here with the oval and let you watch these guys work.
And a half a lap. I thought I picked it up on the back.
I think I got a whole lap.
Where I was at. Well, if you don't remember where you're at, amateur now, best thing to do is that's why we always take that one sticker. But I didn't even think about it that time. And
Race starts in 20 seconds. Race starts in 5 seconds.
All right, 5 red lights dropping out to green. Here we go, folks. Fresh strike board. Randy and Briney battling it out, one on top, one on bottom, as we get a car sent to the high side hard, folks. It'll be our first community, and it looks like we got Camden there on purple lane, going to take the first community. Alongside Guillermo Sire on red. On deck, we got Nathaniel Burton. He's going to help track marshal. Guillermo Sire, of course, coming in this heat on red. He's got quite a few laps to make up from where he suffered such a loss there in that one heat, losing over a minute of track time. Whew. As the white lane of Briney sends Guillermo to the wall there. So that's going to be second community gone. We are in strike territory, folks. Oh, Camden gets a little upset down there on Dead Man's Corner, and his back end pops out. It looks like he grabbed a guy, but it looks like he went back in. Then again, I don't know who hit the track call button. So it looks like Dana's going to make an officer decision and take them both. purple and yellow both receiving a strike here. For those that don't know, if you are a track marshal, you have final say. As we can see a car coming off all the way down into the crook of the track there. It looks to be the old Scott Bloomquist car of Jackson Darty. Some tight racing between orange and green there. Could spell disaster if one of them don't give. Whew. And that's going to be Glenn Burden's car. Going to take a strike there. Blue car coming up on orange. Who's going to give? Who's not? Is it going to be a full send? Looks like blue made it by just fine. Scott Daniel got a nice smooth ride there. Pretty quick and aggressive for sure. He's going to be a front runner here for sure today as fast as that car is going. Camden running down low as he dive bombs down and his front guide flag catches. Just flips his car on purple. He's going to take a strike there, his second on purple. "17 seconds left to go in the heat. Randy Kirtley currently your leader, best lap 1.988. As we get a yellow flag hit here. I don't know who's wrecked, who's not. And that's going to be on red lane. Guillermo Sire going to take a strike. His first. And one on white too. Okay. His first. Okay, now I'm confused. All right. So it looks like red's not getting a strike. Right at the line, somebody hit the button, and it's going to be Glenn Burden taking a strike on green, his second. And that's a red flag rotation, folks. Heading over to the track mate, we can see Randy Kirtley in the lead, 276 total laps. Followed by Briney with 266 and Brian with 237 in the top three. Guys to keep an eye on, Nathaniel Burden, 51.5 on average, and Scott Daniel, 51 on average. We're going to see these guys bouting their way up to the top three positions. As we can see, Randy Kirtley, 55.2, and Briney, 53.2. So that's probably going to be your top four, most likely. Going to leave you guys here with the oval and be right back with you as soon as I can. green. Here we go. Ooh, and, looks like Camden involved in an incident there. He goes the high outside there. So black and purple going to receive communities. Randy Kirtley there on yellow lane as he dive bombs out. It's going to be second community down. Also looks like Guillermo Sire involved in that incident. And that's two communities down, 1 minute and 50 seconds left to go. 3 strikes. You see yellow dive bomb down on blue and lean on Glenn a little bit, but he was able to make it out. See Glenn and somebody else getting involved. It looks like people not wanting to hit the track call button there. So Brian and Glenn there going to take a strike. Another car to the high outside there. It's going to be Guillermo Sire going to take a strike. Track marshal behind me. Ultimate track marshal. Dana Dern. Say happy birthday to him. All right, we got a wreck here, folks. Let's see who it is. Down on purple. That's going to down on black. Okay. It's going to be Camden. Receive his first strike. And a little overzealous driving there on the inside there coming out. These cars are going to take some getting used to. Glenn Burton there going to take a strike on blue. Second strike. Oh, and a hard hit involving two. The high bank, definitely an upsetter this race weekend. Guillermo in disarray as him and his buddy collide. Action Jackson and Guillermo. This will be 2 for Guillermo, 1 for Jackson. And now this even spells more of a disaster as they're all clustered up down in Deadman's Corners entry. 1 minute and 16 seconds to survive round robin 6 of 9. One good thing is these bodies are holding up. So we see 2 cars coming off there. One car on blue. That's going to be his third strike, Lynn Burton's third. And the other on red be Nathaniel's first. Camden steps out just a little bit and gets cleaned by what looks to be Scott Daniel. Camden there on black, going to be his second. Scott Daniel on purple, going to be his first. Right, Camden got his car worked on a little bit there by Bryony. See if that helps things out. 4 red lights drop out to green. Here we go. Still got about a minute left to go in this heat and several strikes on the board. So we see a car shoot to the inside there off the crook of the track. That's going to be Randy Kirkley on yellow taking his first strike. Everybody has a strike so far. So we see Bryony trying to get a car from underneath the orange track. So that was a pretty good hit. 2 cars. Who were the 2 cars that came off under the? You came off? Okay. Green and yellow? I got yellow. Green? Yeah, that's 3 strikes on green. All right, so Guillermo ended up taking 3 strikes there. Who was one of the cars that came off under the track? Get a yellow flag and a car to the outside there. We're going to see who this is. Red Lane. Going to be Nathaniel Burden taking his second. A brutal, brutal heat. Sometimes more important than oiling the bushings is making sure that the chassis is not bent on a block. So we're getting several wrecks to take place here. And that's going to be Camden. He's going to take his 3rd strike. 3 people out this heat so far. Still 30 seconds left to go. Inside purple, creeping up on Randy Kirkley. Scott Daniel with a speed machine. Randy lets him go by. That's what it takes, folks. Sometimes you just got to let them go by. And that's a lane rotation. Only 4 survived that one. So we take a look here. Randy Kirkley in the lead, 330 laps, average of 55. Brian in second there with 48.2 on average. Jackson in third, 44.8 on average. Guys to take a look at here to see furthermore if they're going to make advancements here. Briney, 53.2. That's looking like second position here if things progress. Scott Daniel with 52 on average, and Nathaniel Burton 50.6. These are guys you definitely want to keep an eye on. Guys that are one step down from that, but you still want to kind of keep an eye on is, of course, Camden and Guillermo and Glenn, as they're in the 46.2, 43.8, and 41.6. Go to the strike board here and clear it out. What a brutal, brutal heat. Nothing but red X's. Heading back over to the oval, let you guys watch them work, and we'll be right back with you. All right, folks, I don't know what happened there. We ended up having a little bit of technical difficulties there as it kicked our live stream. We're back up and running now. It's almost like we lost internet there for a second. Nonetheless, we're back up and running. Round robin 7 of 9. Now all of a sudden we're dropping frames left and right. It's not good. Huh. All right, that's going to be one on purple and one on white. For the first community. Draw some more frames there. And Camden going to come off there on yellow, going to take the second community. Looks like Guillermo came off too, it looks like. And Bronny, I didn't even see that. That's 3 communities. Or 2 communities down. 3 strikes left to go. Randy Curley out in the lead, currently there on orange lane. Brian there in second place on white lane, and Briney in third on red. Get a little bit of an incident about halfway through. On purple lane, Glenn Burton going to take a strike. His first. And Purple making the dive on Camden, so makes it nice and clean. Man, that's a close one. And Purple just moves that car out of the way. Put a bulldozer on front of Glenn Burton's car. He's coming through, folks. So we see there on black, that's going to be Scott Daniel. Going to take a strike, his first. And a shot off to the outside. It's going to be Purple. Glenn Burton going to take a strike. His second. And somebody hit the button. Okay, it looks to be Camden. Take a strike on yellow. Horrible at making these X's. Ooh, there's some high slide going on yellow and blue. I don't know how they both made it out of there alive. Purple down low. He's going to let off. 3 wide. And he's going to make the move. Whew, close. Glenn Burton with a nice move there. Guillermo Sire about got the backside of Camden's yellow car there. As we get a red flag rotation. Randy Kirtley still out in the lead with 1 heat left to go for him. 385 total laps, averaging 55. Pretty up there. Brian, second place there with 341. Scott there in third with 317 at averaging 52.8. And Briney right there on his hips, 316, averaging 52.7. Nathaniel Burton there, a couple laps down average from them, and this is what separates the pack at 303 with an average of 50.5. Camden, Guillermo, Jackson, and Glenn are in their upper 40s, but that is what we got going on right now. Taking a look over here, we can see the guys getting their stuff prepped and getting ready to go back in for another round. We need to clear the strikes here. Leave you with the oval and be right back with you. All right, folks. 5 seconds. Jackson on red, Randy on white, Bronny on green, Camden on orange, Nathaniel on blue, Scott on yellow, Guillermo on purple, Glenn on black. Look at our first wreck. It's going to be Randy Kirtley to the high side. Going to take the first community there on white. I just got an idea, folks. A beautiful idea. About where I'm sitting, if I set up a tripod with a camera, we'd have some good angles. That's going to be a second community for Guillermo Sire. But I mean, with these cars coming off the high banks there, I mean, we could follow them all the way around Dead Man's Corner. I'm talking beautiful shots here. Oh, so we get a hard hit there in the high banks, sending two of them up. One of them is Scott Daniel there on yellow. He's going to receive his first strike. The other one is Guillermo Sire, the car in somewhat of disarray there. Will receive his first strike. Guys, this is where it pays off to have one of them harder hard body chassis here. Some of these guys are taking some serious beatings, but they have the hard body chassis, and man, it comes in clutch. Four red lights dropping out to green. We're going back racing. It's only this one and one more. Look at the car just stopping there in the Dead Man's Corner there on yellow. Oh, and a hard hit coming up to the top side of Dead Man's Corner there, or High Banks. You see the car there come to a rest. It's going to be Guillermo Sire on purple, his second strike. Guillermo doing exceptional on the other two series, but on this one here, kind of suffering some pretty bad turmoil. Usually pretty strong on the oval track. Four red lights dropping out to green. Here we go, folks. So we get a gentle touch there from Camden on the button. He's going to receive a strike for that. On orange, his first. Get ready. Oh, car from the inside taking out almost the whole pack there, folks. That's what you like to see, good wrecks like that. Several people going to take a strike here. Yellow, blue, orange, white. Blue and orange dangerously close together. We see white making a move on red. Does so cleanly. Ooh, and black just decided they wanted to grab grip there towards the exit and shoved right down to the inside. That's going to be a strike there for Glenn Burden. His first. And a car on its lid and off the grid all the way to the high side there. It's going to be Camden going to take one. It's going to be his third. It's Camden's third. Yep. All right. Seven seconds left to go. Man, that's some good, clean racing there towards the end. We'll take a look here at the track mate. Randy Kirtley, 436 in first right now, 54.5 on average, 52.6 on average for Briney on second place at 368, and 367, 52.4 for Scott Daniel in third. I'll leave you guys here with the oval after I clear the strikes. And I'll be right back with you. .40 seconds before we go back green. Let's talk to Guillermo. He's retiring. He's retiring from this race. He's decided he's going to put her in the old trailer and drive that long drive home, folks. That's dirt racing for you. And UMP modified, man. Takes a special breed. Just ask my brother. Give him a call, 270-278-1400. He'll let you know all about it. Line up right now, Brian on red, Camden on white, Jackson on green, Scott on orange, Bryony on blue, Glenn on yellow, Nathaniel on purple, and Guillermo on black. Here we go, folks. Last heat. And a yellow flag. 2 seconds in. And Randy Kirtley looking at Camden's car there on white. Seeing if there's anything wrong with it. These cars are definitely pretty durable. The body's exceptional. Give a shout out to Caveman Bodies. I know he's quite busy building bodies, him and his wife. I got an email from him. That's a blessing for sure. But you like these bodies? You like the way they look? That's where they came from, Caveman Bodies. I hate to give the man more work, but if they're this good, it's a blessing to have work. Let's just put it that way. So give the man a shout. He'll get you hooked up. Hopefully he'll get you hooked up after I get hooked up. Just saying. Camden there on white, going to take a strike secondary there, and one below him on green. Oops, sorry about that. It's supposed to be a community. And one on red. I didn't even see that. Okay, one on red, 2 for community. Now we're in strike territory. But yeah, I mean, these bodies are really good. It reminds me of the bodies we got for the late models way back in the day from Virginia. I think it was Richmond, maybe, that we got some bodies from. But man, we paid like $100 a piece for them. They were stickered up really cool, and man, they lasted quite some time until they started dry rotting. We see 2 cars coming off there. Looks like Bryony and Glenn. Going to take a strike. Bryony his first, Glenn his first. Three wide going down Dead Man's Corner. Yellow going to try to make that move on blue. Is he going to do it? Glenn's making it. Oh, and he gets it back. Glenn's making it. Oh, a little give and take. High side, low side. A tail load his time. As he jolts off there just a hair, and it costs him. Good racing, though. Good racing. Glenn Bird's going to take one for yellow. That's his second. One thing I've noticed, these cars in the high banks, no side-by-side action. Somebody's going home sad, we'll put it that way. But down on Dead Man's Corner, it seems they hold their own quite well, and you can actually run side-by-side with people in Dead Man's Corner, so that's pretty cool. Because usually it's the other way around, right? Usually it's Dead Man's Corner you can't go side-by-side in. Camden going to take a strike here. Camden on white lane, his first strike. Messed up there earlier and put a strike across there. It's actually just his first strike. These guys look like they really do enjoy the Hometown Heroes class. You can see there in the high banks right there, they 44 of Scott Daniel, your current second place right now. Full red lights drop out to green. Here we go. And down low, Blue's making a pass on orange. That's Bryony. He's going to get some more laps here. And he narrowly escapes that wreck that just took place there as Nathaniel Burton comes up off of purple and takes a couple with him. Nathaniel Burton there going to take a strike on purple. And it looks like Scott's going to take a strike on orange. His first. 41 seconds left to go till the final checkered flag, folks. Oh, 3 wide, 4 wide going into Dead Man's Corner. It's going to get dirty here. Looks like they all made it out unscathed. 3 wide, and Blue jolted through there, folks. Gave them a business end as he shunted them to the wall. 4 guys out on that one. It's getting very, very close. A bunch of people going to be taking double strikes here. You see Randy narrowly holding all of them together here. It's going to be 1 on green, 1 on orange, which is second. Go. Final 10 seconds. It's going to be a close bout here. Scott and Briney battled all race long as we get a car coming off. We see Camden coming off again here on the high banks. That's Camden's third. He's out. Who else we got? Purple. This will be Purple second. One second left to go in the final here. Briney and Scott, what a great race they've had here. Told you guys, keep an eye on Scott. He was going to be coming up the ranks here. Nathaniel Burden, great running all week or all race day long. Let's see, he had his cars tuned up, ready to go. Randy's messing with the car right now. Dad, that car's out. Yeah, it's out. Four red lights drop out to green. Here we go. And that's a checkered flag. Let's go to the track mate and see the final results here. Randy Kirtley going to bring home a victory with 436 total laps, averaging 54.5 on average. Second to him is going to be Briney with 421 total laps, 52.6 on average. Third place, Scott Daniel, 417, 52.1 on average. Nathaniel was right there in the mix, just not up to snuff when it comes to getting into that 52 territory. But he was going to average a very respectable 51 on normal circumstances. Would have been probably really, really up there. Brian, Glenn, Jackson, Camden, and Guillermo all in the upper 40s. Guillermo, of course, down in the lower upper 30s as he retired the last heat. Anyways, folks, what a beautiful race. First time racing the Hometown Heroes class here. These guys had exceptionally looking bodies. They're taking home exceptionally looking bodies. You've seen some of the crazy wrecks. You've seen the wild antics out here. Guys are able to hold each other strong there on Dead Man's Corner this week, but on the high banks, it's a no-go. You can't go in side by side on the high banks and survive. My wife behind me, kids having a great time. Come on down here and join us at Lanes Raceway. God bless you, and thank you for watching.